Hello everybody and welcome to the Quad Cities Business Beat. I am your host Lynette Hoyt. I am an independent ambassador for Plexus Worldwide. We sponsor the show, so anytime you have any questions on gut health, let's gut healthy. Give me a call. You can find me on Facebook at Simply Plexus, or you can look me up at Lynette Baker Hoyt and just private message me. I am joined today by Amore.
Hi, everybody.
She is with the Hacienda Inn. She has been a guest and a co-host.
Yes,
a couple times. But what we're here to talk today about is the upcoming bridal expo, bridal affair.
Yes.
At the Hacienda.
15th annual bridal affair.
15th annual. If you have anything that you need in reference to weddings, special events, birthday parties, all the things, you need to go to this event. Anything that's coming up, would you say in the next year and a half even?
18 months about.
18 months. So if you have anything special that you're looking for, that I see posts on Facebook all the time, looking for cakes, looking for wedding cakes, looking for caterers, DJ, that is the event to go to. So March 1st, Hacienda Inn.
Yes, from 10 to 4. We extended the hours this year as well, going a little bit longer. We just felt that, especially we listened to the vendors, they felt that extra hour would really allow them to engage with the brides and the couples and the moms that were still in the building.
It is still kind of wedding based, but if you're looking for any of those vendors, this is the opportune time to come and visit with all the vendors that you could need for, again, weddings, special events, birthday, retirement parties, because all those things are coming up in the next 18 months. So, we are joined by Mr. Scott DeJoseph with Premier Catering.
Thank you, ladies.
Hi, Scott.
Ladies.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
My
We
pleasure.
don't have many caterers on here.
Well,
So
I'm
we
glad
are
I'm here
really
today.
glad to have you on today, especially right before the wedding expo, because you are a vendor with Premier Catering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your history. What's your background with Prescott? Have you only been here a few years, or you've been here a while?
I've been here since 1971. Started going to school in about third grade at Miller Valley,
Okay.
which isn't there anymore. Darn it.
PHS
so-
graduate.
Class of 80. We're trying to put together our 40-year reunion right now.
Oh, so if you're watching in 40-year reunion, reach out to
40-year
Scott. He's probably
reunion.
looking for you.
Yeah, initially I was going to do it, the food at my cost, and then now I'm the treasurer, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing
You
that.
wait, have more jobs?
Anyway, it is what it is.
That's good. So
Have you found all of your classmates?
No, we've got, I think we've got 50, about 80.
That are kind of
reserved.
MIA?
And then 81 and 82 also wanted to get involved too.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're going to reach out to them as well.
So how big was your class at PHS in
About
1980?
500.
About 500. So you've got 80, you said? 60 or 80?
Yeah,
So they got a long way to go.
yeah, we do.
Come on.
We do. So
Reach out to Scott via Facebook.
private message
Yeah.
me. There's other people involved as well. I'm trying not to get involved with the invitation thing, but I'm going to reach out again on Facebook just
Good.
to kind of get it out there again.
So tell us your background. How did you get into food?
Well, I started in food service sales in 1982 or 1983. So it's been a long time. So I was with several different suppliers for 35 years or so.
And so what made you make the leap?
Well, what happened was I was calling on United Christian Youth Camp, and one of the chef that was there at the time, he said, if you ever want to do any caterings, I'm happy to work them with you. So we did a couple of them, and then we started a la carte catering.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in 2007. And then he got the job at Pinecone Inn as the executive chef.
Okay.
And then a few years later, they closed, and he couldn't find a job, so he moved down to the valley, and I remodeled the company to Premier Catering.
Okay. So do you have a chef that works for you, or are you the chef extraordinaire?
No, we've been blessed to have about 5 or 6 chefs over the years.
Oh, fantastic.
We have a current chef right now that does a lot of the cooking. I do a lot of the cooking. I snag my family in there to do some of the prep. I know there's child labor laws, but we get around that. But yeah, I do a lot of the cooking.
Do you? Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
No.
but what's your secret ingredient in your Red Rock meatballs?
Wow. Now that's hardcore
You're asking
journalism
me
right
to-
there on air.
You're asking me to tell you
No,
that?
his Red Rock meatballs. If you have the opportunity, order them.
Yeah, they're just.
Don't
they're
you
just,
don't have to.
They're
You don't-
just
it's
no.
okay.
I'm not. I'm giving. I'm
Like,
just gonna
trust
say.
me, I'm not telling you.
I hate it when people order them because they're labor intensive. They're
So
a
you
lot of
hand
work.
make
But
the
they're really good.
meatballs.
Oh yeah.
So
No,
it's
not the meatball.
Oh, okay. But
We use
the
a
sauce.
super high quality meatball, and I'm not making tens of thousands of meatballs every year. I'm just not doing it. But the rest of it, the execution is handmade. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should
Totally
do a
not
live
me.
while they do meatballs. No.
No.
Where did you have my Red Rock meatball?
I can't remember, but I
He's
also
talked about them before
Yeah.
online, so
Yeah.
it's not like some secret that you have these.
Yeah, that recipe came from our first chef.
Oh,
yeah, they were really
well,
good.
that was nice. So what size of events do you do?
What size?
Yeah.
The smallest one we've done is 2.
Okay. That is still a catered event, just so you know.
Yes, and that was on the top of a mountain with this monstrous home, millionaires, billionaires, whatever. So we just did surf and turf for them, but go all the way up to bigger the better.
Really?
You want 2,000,
Really?
3,000, we'll do that.
Is that intimidating for you?
Nope, not at all. I have great staff.
It's probably more intimidating for the 2-person. The expectations are very high. Very
Well,
high.
when you have OCD and you have plenty of time to plan these things out, there's no intimidation.
Do you do catering all around the state, or is it preferred like Yavapai County area within reasonable travel?
We'll go anywhere. We've done caterings on the south rim of the Grand Canyon, Flagstaff, Chandler. We'll go anywhere.
That's great. You're full service, and like we just said, you do catering for personal homes. I remember when I was with the MS Society, I think you guys did a party, like a party of 8 people,
Yeah.
personal chef. That's great, because some people don't even think about that. They think, oh, where can I do, not necessarily
Right.
takeout, but where can I have, someone come and cook? And so that's a really great opportunity, because there are people
Those-
here that like
right.
those things, that have dinner parties and
Those fun in-kitchen parties, and then if you get a really great wine pairing and whatnot.
And you can help with all of
Yeah.
that, I would assume. Okay. And of course, working with local flowers to get your centerpieces and all those kinds of things. And out of town guests can stay at the Hacienda Inn.
There you go.
Yeah, see, we just planned it for you.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. You do holiday parties. You're not just like wedding caterers or special events. It's
No, we do
holiday
everything.
parties, birthday parties, retirement parties, and you can cater pretty much anywhere. You do have a commissary kitchen, which we were talking about earlier. So
Absolutely.
tell us about your commissary kitchen.
Well, we purchased that about 3 years ago. Once my first chef left, I was scrambling to try to find a kitchen here locally, and there's hardly anything available. So I called the health department, and Bill hooked me up with this place here, and actually the lady that built it is a retired Mesa firefighter.
Oh,
And I signed a lease with her the next day, and then a couple years later, she decided she wanted out. So I wasn't ready to purchase it yet, but I had a competitor come in and actually make an offer on it, so I had no choice. I had to buy it because I gotta have a kitchen if you
Well,
want to
sure.
cook food.
sure.
So, and it's available as a commissary. We have probably 10 food trucks, mobile units locally
Okay.
that are using it right now,
Oh, that's great.
and a couple of bakers use it part-time.
Oh, okay. That's
And
fantastic.
it is available. We do have space available for it too.
Did you have a question?
Well, I was going to ask, well, how would they call you directly, or what number would you want them to
Yes.
call?
Yes, it's at 697 6th Street. And there's a sign on the door with my number on
Oh,
it, so
okay,
they
good.
can either go visit it, it's suite number 208, or they can call me directly or message me on Facebook or whatever.
And we can get that information. If somebody messages us, we can get you that number too.
Gotcha.
So, what is your favorite kind of food to serve? Are you like, would you say you're more sit down meal person or company or whatever? What's your favorite?
As far as the food goes, I really don't have any preferences, but I can tell you that I'd rather do some different things from time to time. We go into some stretches where we do 3 weddings in a row, it's all barbecue. It's like,
Oh, sure.
and the staff's like, what are we serving tonight? It's barbecue.
Barbecue
yeah.
chicken.
So I like it when clients reach out to me and want to do something different.
Okay.
You know, just to kind of change it up a
So
little
you
bit.
really are open to
Anything.
anything. So if you're a bride and groom coming up from the valley, or we have a lot of bride and grooms that come from out of state, don't be, nervous about asking a caterer to do something
Out of the box.
out of the box that you're used
No,
to doing,
no,
because
not this one.
this is a great opportunity to have what you love on your day
I
or
always-
special events. Sorry.
I always tell our clients that our menus are a suggestion of what we can do. I'd still be typing everything that my chef could cook. So as long as the food provider can get it for me. I mean, I've even driven down to Queen Creek to pick up beef for a bride because she was all about her carbon footprint and she wanted organic beef. And, so you make it happen.
Yeah.
Do you work with local purveyors too? Local farms?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good.
From time to time. It's like on.
It's probably availability too on
Yeah,
what's
it's-
available at the time.
We use sustainable. We do the organic. We do the gluten free. We do all that. Whatever the client wants to do.
Okay.
But a lot of the local stuff is very seasonal.
Right.
So we have to fill in where we have to
Sure.
fill in.
But it is an option for people. You also do you do the bars as well, or is that like a completely separate?
No, we have bar referrals right now at this point. We used to put the bar stuff on our contract, and it just got a little bit too complicated.
So just consider that a bar as separate.
Yeah, I'd rather
Okay.
deal with it directly with the client.
So, trends 2020. I know we're into February, but what are you seeing in the catering world of trends for 2020?
Well, the biggest trend that started was back in '07 when the recession hit. And what the clients started doing was to cut their guest counts. Have you experienced that as well?
Yes, absolutely. That's why I love my venue I can do anything from 2 to 150 beautifully, and then if I could do 400, I'll absolutely do it. But
Yeah. Yeah. And we, the average guest count at a wedding back then was about 150, is what I remember. And now it's down to about 80.
Really?
That's what I'm seeing too.
So
Yeah.
that's how they've cut their cost. They don't want to cut their cost with the quality of the food or
Sure.
the quality of the service, because that's a memory. But they have cut their guest counts down. And I used to go to Las Vegas for the catering convention most every year just to stay on top of all that. I haven't been there in a couple of years, but the main trend for catering is always going to be the same trend: quality food, quality service.
Correct.
Well, and I think that kind of goes for every business, or should be every business.
Should be.
Quality food and quality service.
Right.
And there's, we've talked about this a million times, is the service is what you remember. Oh my gosh, we were just treated like it was amazing. And I think too, when you have like a smaller group, you have more money to do linen rentals, you have more money to do chair rentals, and we have a lot of those amazing vendors here in Prescott.
Right.
Are you seeing a lot of bride and grooms for this upcoming year, maybe into 2021? They're getting married and they don't live here? Coming in from out of
A
town?
lot.
Really?
A lot. And I always ask them, how did you find out? We were
How'd you
just
find Prescott?
we were just Googling, or we visited on a weekend, and we decided, wow, what a great place to get married. So we're a preferred vendor at most every venue in town. So people can call me. I have a whole list of venues. So if you're booked, send them my way. I've got that whole list, and we can recommend some places for them.
That's what's great about Prescott being that smaller community is while, maybe somebody's getting married out at a ranch and Scott's doing their catering for their wedding day, they need hotel rooms and they need
Yep.
somewhere to have their rehearsal dinner. Scott has no problem telling them to call us, and I have no problem saying, well, you know what, we don't do off-site catering, so call Scott. So, we're not just wedding venue referrals, but any type of referrals. Yeah,
Professional
we're just
referrals.
Yeah.
And people can get married at like Van Dixon Ranch. Is that still a venue?
yes.
Okay.
It's a venue.
And, we have Master's Touch for transportation. We own it so small that we don't have options for people.
Correct.
People should never feel like they're driving out of town and going to a catered event in a bar and they have to drive home. I mean, there are certainly options for people out of town and going to an off-site venue.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
fantastic. And we do have a lot more venues than what people think.
We do.
You can get a really small room. I've seen the 1927 room look amazing for, a group of 25 people.
Yep.
Like, it's perfect. And it, you know, I mean, there's just so many options for all different sizes of weddings or special events here in this town. And it's becoming more and more just the options of unique. There's traditional, there's unique, there's contemporary, and all that kind of stuff. So we really do have a great catalog, if you will, of places for special events. So you're going to be at the Wedding Expo. So what are you going to be sampling?
Well, if I tell you, then
They'll wanna
everyone else is
come.
going to know.
They're going to want to come.
We're gonna
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
We're going to do a couple of different, I'm going back and forth on what I want to serve there. But I think one of the things we'll do is like a pesto cream cheese pinwheel, which is,
Yum.
it's been delicious. And then I was going to do, like I said, a dessert, and then
Realize
Oh,
too
there's
many
free
cakes.
cake.
Way too many
lots of
cakes
cake.
there.
Lots of cake.
So we're just going to do another cold appetizer, and then we'll do some kind of charcuterie
Meat platter.
Like that
folks.
word?
It's a meat platter.
or fresh vegetable crudité, you know, in the center, and we'll just do it that way.
Good. What's your favorite part about the expos?
Well, I've been doing food shows, being in food sales for 35 years. So I was always on the other side of the table, and now it's fun being on this side of the table, and I just enjoy interacting with people. You know.
Are you going to be by yourself, or you've got extra hands?
No, my daughter's going to be there. She does a beautiful job setting up
Good.
and doing the flowers and all that good stuff. And I'll probably be there by myself, and maybe my wife will come by.
Do you know what giveaway you're giving?
I'm going to raffle off, I think, 2 of those chef's meals that we were talking about.
Ooh.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
in-home chef-prepared meal for 6 people. I'm going to raffle off 2 of those.
That would
Nice.
be awesome.
Nice.
Were you going to ask a question?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
What is the best part about doing events in the Prescott area? I mean, even though I know you can travel anywhere, what's the best part about doing events here?
Well, this area has been my home for over 40 years. So I like the community. I don't spend a lot of money advertising in glossy magazines. I'd rather give it back, giving away those chef's meals for fundraisers like Casa for Kids or the Kiwanis auction. This is my community. This is our community. So
You're very community-based.
I like to give back to it and endear myself to them.
And we have a lot of great organizations here that, you know, I know Kiwanis Auctions coming up and, you know, things like that. We have a lot going on for, you know, great organizations that are really helping the community.
Right.
And those kinds of things that you donate they're a big deal because, yes, I understand that it's some marketing for you, but also people who win those love those.
They do. They do.
I mean, I'd like to have somebody come and cook for me for 6 people.
You want my card?
The givingest community.
I know somebody.
Hey, that guy. I think I heard last that Prescott has over 300 nonprofits. We are the givingest community ever.
We are. There's no
Yeah.
shortfall
300?
of
Over
opportunities
300
to volunteer.
nonprofits are registered in just the Prescott area. I mean, that's not even going Quad City, so
Well,
I have no idea.
heard a few years ago that just in Yavapai County it was 1,200.
Yeah,
So,
Wow.
yes.
what's something we don't know about you, and what is something we don't know about the business?
What don't you know about me?
This is my hardcore journalism right here.
Well, let's see. How far back do you want me to go?
Well, you don't have to tell me deep, dark secrets.
No, not deep. I can tell you this. Right out of high school, I decided to be an air traffic controller.
Okay, see, I would have never known that about you.
So I went to the airport and I got the information that I needed to take the test. And there's a big, thick booklet to study on, you know, and I did that forever. And I passed the test. But when I turned it in, they said, oh, no, you have to have pilot experience. And this was after they told me before I did all that studying that you had to have pilot experience. They said, no, you didn't. Anyway,
Big lie.
it was, yeah.
So what's
Anyway.
something we don't know about the business?
There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that nobody sees. You know, between personnel and the planning. People think catering is you to show up with some food and
It's a party and
party and get out of there.
nobody
But
sees the behind the scenes.
nobody knows how much work is involved behind the scenes. And that's the thing with me being I'm not quite to that point where I can hire additional help, so I wear most of the hats. I got a talented chef, of course, but my wife does a lot of the work. She takes, I gave her a title a couple of years ago because I thought she was due a title. So
You mean boss?
She's now my equipment supplies manager.
Oh, okay.
So
Listen, when you're out from the kitchen, an hour and a half drive, and you don't have your tongs, the equipment supply manager.
It's very important. That is a cherished position, actually.
So basically, for every single event, I'll have my yellow pad. I'm known for my yellow pads, but I'll diagram every event, every table, everything that needs to go in the rig to take out to that event. Because you're right, if you get to an event and you're missing something, I remember
Missing serving spoons.
we had 3 large weddings, one June 7th, about 5 years ago, and I sent the wrong dressing to one event, and it was out at one of the ranches we're talking about. But my chef scrambled. He went to a local place that was nearby, and he found the right dressing. But the thing about catering is you have to be adaptable. But I have to do my legwork and make sure that they're as prepared as possible. And I try to put my staff in the best position to succeed.
Sure.
And that takes the OCD part. You just can't take things for granted. You just have to do the legwork.
So what's your favorite part about this business?
No sales meetings in the corporate world.
Oh, that would be so nice.
No, food is my passion, and it's,
Always has been.
yeah, it always has been. And this all started back when I was, goodness gracious, long time ago. My mother-in-law was planning the wedding for my sister-in-law, and she was freaking out. And I said, I'll take over. So that's what I did. And that's how it started, doing that.
Well, that's a nice son-in-law.
So I took care of the food for that. And then I joined a church back in about 2000. And we had a very good chef here. He was the chef at the Prescott Resort. And he was a member of the church. And after the first year, I helped him the first year. Then the second year, he kind of started phasing out. And then it was all thrown in my lap. So that's how I learned to cook for hundreds and hundreds of people.
Oh, wow.
And I did that, and it just kind of got the ball rolling. So
Got that passion going.
Yeah.
And you still love it.
I do.
So I have a theory. What are you in your birth order for your siblings?
A theory.
3.
You're the third? Never mind. My theory doesn't work.
Why?
Well, because I was the firstborn. Maybe it's just I am a control freak, because that's what my siblings always say. It's either because you were the firstborn or you're just a total control freak. That's why you're so organized and you get everything done. And so I tell my siblings all the time, if you just let me tell you what to do with your life, everybody will be happy.
Everybody will be happy, and then I don't have to listen to you.
I do get accused of micromanaging from time to time.
Okay. Well, there's something we don't know. So what would you say is like the premier wedding season of the area? Because I guess I would have assumed it was summer, but it's not, right? Because of monsoons?
It's May, June, September, October. Is that what you find to be true?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Why?
Well,
Either of you?
honestly, the weather is just gorgeous here in May, June, and August, September, and October. But what's great about Prescott is we have the 4 seasons, so we get those winter brides that want the cool and the crisp.
And it doesn't always mean you're going to get a snowstorm.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I think that's what people kind of think. They're like, oh, winter, it could happen.
Right.
You know.
And over 80% of my business comes from the valley up here, and it's kind of a traditional time frame for the Phoenix market as well, for them to get married in, May, June, September, October, because it's cooler, so on and so forth down there. So they bring that idea up here. So, 10/10/2020 for some reason is a really big date.
Really?
It's a Saturday and
10,
it's fun.
22.
10, yeah, it's cute, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter though of, yes, that's a fun date, but, are you looking at an alternate date, you can get married in July in Prescott, and all your makeup stays up here. You just work with the timing of that.
Yeah, you just get married at 10 in the morning.
But you have to have a plan B if you're
Have
in
a
July.
plan
Yes.
B if you get
July,
married.
August, September, have a plan B.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, you know, don't plan on walking down the aisle at 4 o'clock because the cloudburst happens between 2 and 4. So, you know, if you do, what's perfect is if you do a 5 o'clock invite start time, you walk down the aisle at 5:15, you know, do your vows, you do your recessional, and now you're heading in and it's the golden hour and your photographers will love you.
Absolutely.
And so you don't want to get married at sunset, you want to get married before sunset because then you've got the photos. So, and yeah, so just wedding planning.
I had an outdoor wedding a few years ago in the base of Mingus Mountain, and it was monsoon season, and the planner, a casual planner, she wanted us out in the backyard. And there was a covered patio attached to the house that was a perfect place to do the buffet. But she didn't want anything to do with it. So all day long, there's this giant black cloud hanging over the yard. As soon as they started the vows, it's just started dumping. It was ugly. So that's the plan B I'm talking about.
Yes,
So yeah,
absolutely.
and be open.
Right.
Be open to plan Bs. You know, I know sometimes people are kind of tunnel vision when it comes to their events, but when you do have events up here, just kind of be mindful of things that you have absolutely no control over.
I wrote an article about that. It's like, it's trust your vendors.
Yeah.
Your vendors know what's going to give you and your guests the best quality product. And so be open and listen and trust.
Exactly.
You know?
That's one of the first things I say in the conversation with a client is hire trusted vendors. You may spend a little bit more, but hire trusted vendors. And that way your day can unfold and you don't have to worry about anything. They'll take care of all the details and you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
So you don't have to have the bridezilla issues or anything like that. Just
Exactly.
trust them.
And I personally don't believe in the word perfect.
No, and
I
that's
like the word perfect, but when it
No.
comes to those events, try not to use that
And that's
word.
what I tell, ultimately at the end of the day, even if the cake slipped off its tiers, because it's happened, folks. The cake slipped, your mother's made you upset, your mother-in-law showed up in a white wedding dress. At the end of the day, you're married to the man that you're going to spend the rest of your partner that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So
We could all write a book.
I know.
We could all write a book.
I think we're gonna.
And right here, we're just
I,
gonna write one.
I also always tell them that, you know, once you've hired your trusted vendors,
Yes.
let the day unfold, and if there's a glitch or two, many times that's going to be a great memory.
Yeah.
Right.
Years down the road. We had an event just like, I think it was last year, where I had that conversation with the clients, and the morning of the wedding, the dress didn't fit. It's hard to imagine anything being worse than that.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think.
But Mama went back up into the room and she fixed the whole situation. I'm sure they'll be laughing about it for years.
Exactly. Exactly.
I also tell people if your guests are talking about the chairs in 10 years, you've got bigger problems than the chairs on your wedding day. And then the chair, oh my goodness, you know. So don't sweat the small
Yeah,
stuff.
don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah, great advice.
Are you you're going to be fully staffed, I would assume. Are you going to be hiring sometime for the summer?
Nah, we're good.
You're good? Okay.
The good thing about my business is being in food service as long as I was, I've never had to take an application.
Nice.
Never. Because all the people that I use have already used, they were already in the service industry,
Gotcha.
and
So
they
you
were
don't have-
trusted by the people that I trust and I worked with. So
So you got a good crew.
it really worked out well.
And that makes for everyone happy all the way around.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
How does one contact you? You have Facebook. Do you have Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
What is it under Facebook? What's your website? Phone number to get a hold of you to
Best
book
way
weddings?
to
at special
contact, the word contact, at PrescottCatering.com.
Okay. Facebook page is Premier Catering.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, yeah,
Premier
Premier
Catering.
Catering.
And there's photos.
Prescott
And
Premier Catering.
Prescott Premier Catering. Thanks, Rob.
Okay.
What else would you
Should
want to
have
add?
him.
I know.
My first application.
What is your anything you want to add?
No, we're just we're gearing up for a busy season. We did more weddings last year than I think we've done ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the ones I can't
2020
do
is the
more,
same.
I'm sending them your way.
I got it.
2020, you're still taking events though, because
Oh, yeah.
remember, there's Thanksgiving. Oh, you could cater a Thanksgiving dinner, right?
We've done many of those.
Holiday parties. I know it seems like far in advance, but people are kind of getting back into holiday parties again, and what a great opportunity to, even if it's not your coworkers, maybe it's your friends and family. You want to get together and do an open house or something. Keep that in mind. And then 2021 is really around the corner, and I'm assuming some of these vendors are already taking bookings for 2021.
Yeah. The one thing I like to do is, being in sales as long as I was, is to actually get out into the field and do my own personal marketing. And I need to get back to doing that. So I'm looking forward to doing that this year.
Good. Anything else you want to add?
Well, I was just going to mention the bridal fair is Sunday, March 1st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. At the Hacienda Inn on Gurley and Marina. We are actually the 15th annual show this year.
I was part of the first one.
Well, you were part of the fifth one.
First one
at the
Hacienda. You're right.
So, but bigger and better than ever. We've tented the rooftop.
Ooh,
That's sold
fun.
out. It's just going to be a really great day. And it is not just wedding centric, because the bakeries can do a birthday cake. The caterers can cater a birthday party or an anniversary, so on and so forth.
Retirement, all those things.
There's going to be DJs and musicians, and I'm trying to think of who else, transport companies. It's going to be a fabulous day.
So you're co-host.
Yeah, we're co-host along with Verde Valley Rentals, Verve, and Starstruck Events is, of course, putting everything on
Hey,
together.
Tana,
Tana,
shout
yay!
out.
Thank you, Tana, for all that you do.
Yes, absolutely.
What else do I need to make sure everybody? Oh, the
It's free.
prizes. So we will be giving away a free raffle item every 30 minutes. In each of the rooms.
Nice.
And then we will also be having a grand prize and a mini grand prize. Last year's grand prize approached $7,000 in value. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
So,
awesome.
The Hacienda Inn in particular, we're donating a reception package for the grand prize, which is a $3,400 value. Food and beverage minimums do apply. I still need you to buy your food. But it does include everything, even the wedding cake for up to 100 guests.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
So you hire the Hacienda, all you need is your music, minister, photographer, and florist. We've got everything else covered.
Yeah, so be sure to go to the expo, because
Absolutely.
it's just a great opportunity to meet these vendors. So many of them maybe don't have storefronts that you can just go into. This is a really good opportunity to go and meet these people who have these businesses, see if you mesh, see if if this is the person that you want to have a relationship for your special event. Because I think there's a lot to be said with being comfortable with the vendors that you're hiring.
Absolutely.
If you don't feel like you're jiving, just don't do it. Try somebody else. But this is a really good opportunity. How many vendors do you think there are?
Gosh, I feel like we're every room is sold out, so I want to say we're at 70 something vendors.
You filled up the rooftop too, didn't
Yes,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Tana did such an amazing job with Starstruck Events to really get the advertising out there. And the amount, as a vendor as well, the amount of advertising that Tana has been doing, not only on social media, but in the local publications and outside the area, has been amazing. And having the opportunity of some of the vendors sharing as well also gets more people coming. So it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous day.
Yeah. So come on down March 1st, Hacienda 10 to 4, and it's free. There's
Free
nothing
attendance.
at the door that you have to pay for. Just go visit, eat, mingle, sign up for giveaways, fun times.
And don't eat breakfast.
And don't eat breakfast, because it's baby showers and stuff too. Like, it's all in an all event thing. So
Yeah.
anyway, anything else you want to add? No, you're
That's
good.
it.
You?
No, we're good.
Good. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back next week on the Quad Cities Business Beat. I'm your host, Lynette Hoyt. Zach will be back with me maybe next week. We will see, and I am an independent ambassador for Plexus Worldwide. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thanks all.
Bye.